What's up, YouTube, Anime Advice, Internet, whoever the hell is watching this and everything. Today's episode is not brought to you by Johnny Walker Good Label. It's brought to you by me. Yeah. Because I am enough and I don't need alcohol. Anywho, today's episode is covering another box set that I recently got. It's one of my first DVD Blu-ray combos that I got. And it's from Funimation. Yay, another Funimation. So here we go. And that is Fairy Tail, Part 1. Covers the first 12 episodes. Woo! And it's actually, it's got... I can't remember what all special features were on here. I think it's just some commentaries and trailers and, the textless things. But it also, actually, the inside also has a reversible cover. Like, you can put the episodes out, facing out. And you can see there's the two DVD discs flat on that flap and the two Blu-rays on this flap. Yeah. And then this is the other cover, so it would take the place of that. But I kind of like this better. So yeah. So I'm leaving it as is. Of course, I do kind of wish that actually on this cover box here that the Fairy Tail was a little lower, because I mean Happy is all the way down there, and look, you can barely see him. Kind of sucks. Oh, but I'll get right into this one. Like I said in my previous episode, I have some issues with this. I've been watching the subs and got all caught up, except for the most recent episode 124. I have not watched it yet, but I will. But I am all caught up with what's out in Japan. I watched everything up to however far I could legally this time, which I don't do very often. But I went ahead and used Funimation's YouTube channel and their YouTube channel, because I didn't feel like watching on their website. But I used them and got up to episode like 51, and I kind of got stuck there for a while. But then I was like, no, I really want to watch this, and I buckled down and got all caught up after like a couple more weeks. Was super excited because I am really liking this show. But first topic, sub versus dub. Yeah. Sub, I really enjoy it. I enjoy sub voices entirely. I enjoy everything that they bring out in the characters. It's just really highly enjoyable. For me to watch and everything. Yeah. But I got to the dub and I had never seen the dub before I threw this box set in. And I actually had, high expectations, as many of you also probably do or did, or whatever, if you've already watched the dub. Because it's going to be a long-running, shonen. And the last time Funny did a long-running shonen was DBZ, and I'm pretty sure I basically love that dub, And, this is probably going to be Funimation's next kind of big moneymaker whenever DBZ ever possibly goes by the wayside, I mean, they're still running off Kai right now, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's just like, this is going to be basically one of Funimation's flagship for the next however long, and, you would expect, things to be good. They're not. I hardly ever say this about a Funimation dub, or generally I don't say it too much about a dub really ever, because I think I mostly avoid the shows that maybe have bad dubs anyways, because I just don't want to watch the show at all anyways, but this is a bad dub. I am actually disappointed in the work that Funimation put in for this, for it. I'm so disappointed. I'm not even gonna look up the voices for the characters, and which is disappointing because I'm pretty sure the person voicing Natsu, I recognize his voice enough. I think he's the same guy who did the main character boy in My Bride is a Mermaid, Triple X Holic, Death the Kid. I think if those are all the same voice actor, I think, and I'm pretty sure it's the same guy who did this. That is not the Natsu voice. I mean, yeah, there are some similar characteristics, maybe between like Natsu and Death Kid, because then Death Kid, oh my god, something's not symmetrical, and then he's like useless. Put Natsu on a moving vehicle, and boom, he's useless. But I mean, just the voice the dub voice just annoyed me with Natsu because it made him sound so like childish. I know he's only like a teenager, whatever, 15, 16, 17, whatever. But like the Japanese voice just brought so much more grit in out of him, and just just an undeniable thing that hey, I'm gonna get shit done, and even though I'm down, I'm not out, and like the Japanese voice sounds cool for him. The dub voice just doesn't bring out the wow. And when he makes a big statement or something like that. Granted, he doesn't have some big statements as far as up to episode 12 goes, but they're on you. And so I'm just really, and I mean that's not that's the primary voice I'm not happy with. Speaking of Happy, I am not happy with Happy's voice. Why do they have a woman voicing Happy when Happy's a guy? I know a lot of like when it's like teenagers and younger, they have female English voices for young male anime characters, but I really wish they would have kept to a male character or a male voice for Happy, just because I like Happy's Japanese voice a lot. And he's a big comedy relief part of the show, and you get this girl doing it, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. Let alone the narrator. The narrator's got that voice. I mean, not quite like the like the movie trailer guy voice, but a few steps below that. The person who did the narrating in the Japanese knew what he was doing. He did a good job with that. It sounded good. And then also with the dub, the pronunciation of character names. Why did we have to change? I mean, some of them I can kind of understand, but I've started noticing this a little bit here and there in some shows, not really much, especially this one, especially because the main reason I'm bringing this up is because of Erza's voice, and it's Erza in Japanese. And what's it in English? Urza. Why must it be Urza? Is that just to make more sense to people who only watch English dubs or whatever? But I mean, that doesn't make any sense though. It doesn't quite keep it real to it. Why do they have to change just the way a name is pronounced? It's not hard to say Erza instead of Urza. I don't know. Just pronunciation names of some of the names, and then the voices used. So yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but it's not a good dub, Funimation. Sorry, I enjoy a lot of your stuff, but this just isn't one of them. So, moving on to the animation. I love the animation, and of course it says that it's a 1080p SD remaster. So, but it still looks good. Yes, I did watch the Blu-ray in my projector, so shame on me. But it works out. I mean, it looks fine. The action looks good and everything. I mean, actually, if anything, maybe like the detail was actually brought up a little bit. Like the lines were darkened a bit, just to kind of make everything, like all the colors, seem a little more bold. So that's kind of how I feel on that. And next we move on to the story. And of course, since it's a long-running shonen, there's a number of story arcs going on. The primary story arc for this one is a dark guild trying to take down, kill all the masters kill all the guild masters at a guild who are at a meeting. And so then Fairy Tale has to, the strongest team in Fairy Tale joins together and fights the Dark Guild and gets things going and whatnot. You get to see some cool fight scenes and everything. The first 12 episodes are still just introduction stuff, so not a whole lot going on yet. Of course, I think box set 4 is currently still up for pre-order, so yeah. And then the characters, got Natsu. He's awesome, but like I say, he's motion sickness, so he's pretty much useless on anything that's moving, unless Happy's carrying, because Happy's not a mode of transportation. and Natsu is a fire wielding wizard. And then you have Happy, who's little blue Neko. And then you have Lucy, who uses, she's a celestial wizard, so she uses gate keys to open up the celestial world and bring over, like the signs, like Aquarius and Cancer, and all the zodiacs, and then other weird little creatures too, like blue. And then you have, like I say, you have Erza. Yes, I'm saying Erza, not Urza. Damn it. And she uses requip magic, and what it is she can change her armor at will to best suit what kind of fight she's in, because different armor has different abilities and works against other types of magic really well. So that's cool. And then you have Gray Fullbuster, and he uses Maker Magic, specifically Ice Maker Magic, and it's pretty cool. And of course, you have a huge number of cast members that get better introduced later on, like they actually get more episode time and everything for themselves and whatnot. And you get to better get those characters. Actually, going back to the dub real quick. Elfman, voiced by none other Chris Sabat, which, of course, who else could you have voice a character who constantly talks about being a man and what's manly and everything than Chris Sabat? You're golden right there. So, good job, Funimation, Chris Sabat, for conforming to voice styles or certain character dimensions, I guess. But hey, it works, and that's about the only dub voice I approve of. Alright. Anywho, back to the characters, and there's a lot of characters. There's the master and other people that the guild is huge. There's a number of characters, and everyone gets their time to shine and everything. So, but this is only on the first 12 episodes, so that's about all I got on that. And so then, anime versus manga, I own the first 4 volumes. So lucky for me, I do get to actually really compare the anime to the manga for this box set, and it goes really hand in hand. I mean, from what I've read of the manga, of course, I've watched the animes so far up now that I'm way behind on the manga. But from what I can tell is. It follows it pretty well as far as just the pacing and just how the story goes, and even what the characters say and all that. And so I am happy with that, and yeah, because I think it's just really cool to have something that does stick to its guns, stick to the material, and just goes with it and everything. And if it means taking a hiatus because it's just catching up too much, because I think there's only been, I think I counted 12 or 15 filler episodes so far of the 124 that are out. So I mean, so Fairy Tail isn't doing too bad as far as that. I would like for them to keep the filler as low as possible and not run away like Bleach does, because that really suck. Oh, but that's kind of what I have on this one. Not really much else to say, and I've probably already, ran long enough on that. Um, I love Fairy Tail. I give it a 5 every time just because I enjoy the comedy, I enjoy the action, the animation. I just enjoy it all. Just not the dub. I mean, from Funimation. I enjoy everything else that Funimation has done with this, basically, but not the dub. So, my advice to all of you is to go ahead and watch the Japanese sub. But hey, don't take my word for it. Go ahead, check out the English dub if you want. Go ahead. Right. Yeah, go. Yeah. Go. Okay. So hey, that's my time. I need to get out of here. Blah blah blah. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Anime Advice or Twitter. Twitter, you can find me on at BILDO_88, and Anime Advice is SideFan16. And so that's my time. So I will see you all later.